Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Right? If you are excited, guys, drop some ones in the chat. Flood those chats with number ones, guys. Right? I want to feel your energy. There you go. Right? Drop those ones. Let's go. Let's go. You guys got me excited, guys. So, right, before I actually go ahead and get started, first things first, because I would love to, first of all, allow you guys, I want to thank you guys for having me on, right? This is honestly a privilege for me, and it's an honor, right, to be able to actually educate you guys on a whole different level, guys. So, for one, I want to thank Sylvia for actually reaching out and for setting this thing up for you guys all, guys. So, let's go ahead and drop some number threes in the chat for Sylvia, right? Drop some number threes in the chat for Sylvia, guys, because she definitely deserves a lot of the credit for actually reaching out and setting this thing up for a lot of you guys. So definitely appreciate you for reaching out. I hope that I'm able to actually provide some value for your team out here. That is absolutely amazing, guys. So let's see what else we got in the building. Point blank period. Yup, you guys know me, right? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Definitely. We're definitely grateful for Sylvia, guys. So, right, I want to get right into this, right? I want to hurry up and get right into this, guys. I want you guys to really understand exactly what is going on in the Forex world, in the Forex market. And I want to be able to really, again, just be able to provide some type of value for you guys, right? I want to be able to do my part as an educator, as a trader, as a mentor, whatever you want to call me, right? I just want to do my part, guys, right? Because I have a lot of love for people that truly want to do better. Right, that is my main focus here, right? Is to actually help the people that truly want to see success, guys, that truly want to win, right? So if that's you, then amazing, right? I'm specifically talking to you for this call, okay? Now, before I do get into marking up the charts, guys, there's a few things that I really want to go over with you guys today that are extremely, extremely valuable, right? Extremely, extremely valuable, guys, right? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a little bit about myself, right? A little bit about myself, a little bit about my journey, because I know a few of you guys might know who I am, but majority of you guys might not even know who I am, right? So just to really open up with you guys, my name is Abel Melendez, guys. I am 28 years old. I have been trading now for going on 4 years, and the past 4 years have literally been a life-changing 4 years for me personally, right? Because I used to work warehousing, right? I used to do warehousing, guys, literally 10 to 12 hours a day for a grocery store over where I live. And those times during that period that I was working, it was a very stressful period. I was completely broke. I had no money. I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week and had nothing to show for it, right? Because every single dollar that I got went right back into bills, right? Every single dollar that I got went towards providing for my kids, providing for my wife, right? Providing for my family. So I didn't have no fun. I didn't have no money to even have fun. And it was just a very, very tough time in my life, right? But what happened? I eventually found out about Forex, guys, right? And this skill set all by itself literally has changed my life, right? I know we have a lot of people that always say, oh, yeah, my life changed. Oh, yeah, my life changed, right? But everybody says that. But I can literally sit here and say, guys, that my life has completely changed. And it's all thanks to this skill set. It's all thanks to iMarkets Live as well, right? And it's all thanks to myself. I had to give myself credit as well, guys, right? Because I could have quit, right? I could have quit when I've blown over 10 accounts. I could have quit when I was on my last dollars, right? I could have quit when it just was not making sense to me, right? But something told me to keep pushing. Something said, Abel, no, this is what you should be doing, right? You need to become a Forex trader. And not just become one, but you need to start to educate the masses as well so that they can become one as well, right? So I took that and I ran with it, guys. So when I found out about Forex 4 years ago, right, my whole first year, guys, my entire first year of me trying to learn, right, it wasn't with IML. I tried to do it on my own, right? I tried to take the hardest route possible, right? I was the person where I was like, I'm not going to pay nobody to learn this. We have YouTube. Right, Google. Right, nowadays, everybody thinks that you can learn everything off of these type of these websites, right? Google, YouTube, things like that, which you can learn a lot from. But you're not going to learn how to trade Forex, guys, off of YouTube. You're not going to learn how to trade Forex, guys, off of Google. I'm sorry to tell you, right? I've lost a lot of money trying to do that route, right? You got to realize we're dealing with the most complex market in the world, right? This is a market that does $6 trillion a day, right? It's not going to come easy, but it's 100% worth it, guys. It's 100% worth the process. It's 100% worth the gray hairs, right? It's 100% worth all the struggles that you're going to go through, because once you do get this skill set down packed, now you hold something extremely, extremely valuable, guys, right? Because now you're going to be able to change your life, and you're going to be able to change your family's life as well, because you can go ahead and teach them this amazing skill set, guys. All right, so when I say that I truly do have a passion for teaching you guys, I really do, right? I really do. I enjoy coming on these webinars. I enjoy doing my IML TV sessions because I'm impacting somebody's life, guys, at the end of the day. And that's the main important thing here, is to be able to impact your life, and not just your life, but somebody around you's life, guys. Okay? So I want to get right into it, guys. Okay? I want to get right into actually learning how to trade. Because again, time is valuable. Your guys' time is valuable, and so is mine, guys. So let's start off exactly with the basics, right? So what is it exactly do I do, right? How do I trade, right? Well, for me, guys, I am a trader that really focuses on market structure. I focus on price action, right? And I also implement institutional trading as well, okay? This stuff goes hand in hand, guys, all right? So if we really want to understand exactly what we're doing, right, let's start off with market structure and how to identify the way the market moves, right? So there's three ways that the market moves, guys, right? We are either creating an uptrend, right? We are either creating a downtrend, right? And this is just the basics, okay? I'm gonna get into the advanced stuff in a few, right? You're either creating a downtrend or you're creating an uptrend, guys, or you're creating a consolidated market, right? Where price is just going sideways, right? There's no real trend. There's no real direction. It's just going in the same exact range that it's been in for a while. Right? Three ways that the market moves. Okay? Understand this, and it will take your trading to the next level. Guys, I promise you that. Okay? Let me see real quick. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is, how do we actually identify these things? Right? Well, there's something called swing highs and swing lows. Right? There's something called higher highs, higher lows. Right? And all this is just the action that the price creates, right? That tells us the actual directional bias, right? Now, when we do this, guys, let me actually break it down for you, right? So we have this peak, right? This peak, and I hope you guys are paying attention and taking notes. This peak, right? Well, these right here, for one, right? This is your higher highs, higher high, right? And higher low sequence, right? HL, right? These are your higher highs and your higher lows over here, guys. That's what price is doing right here, right? Look at this. It's creating a higher high, a higher low, a higher high because this high is higher than this high, a higher low because this low is higher than this low, and then we created another higher high, right? This is uptrend, right? This is an uptrend. If we are in an uptrend, guys, right? If we are in an uptrend, what are we supposed to be doing? Right? If we are in an uptrend, are we looking for buys or sells, guys? Go ahead and answer that in the chat. Right? If we are in an uptrend, are we looking for buys or are we looking for sells? Right? This is basic stuff. Right? Everybody should know this, guys. This is basics material right here. Right? Let's see. Buys, exactly. Right? Exactly. We should be looking for buys in an uptrend. Right? Now, if we are in a downtrend, right? You guys know what we're going to be looking for. Right? But what makes up a downtrend, right? What type of structure makes up a downtrend? Well, we have lower lows and then we have lower highs. Okay, so just like in an uptrend where we're creating higher highs and higher lows, in a downtrend we're creating lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs. Understand this, and your trading is instantly going to become better. Right? Understand this right here, guys, is instantly going to make everybody so much better. Right? Because now you're not focusing on actual indicators, right? You're not focusing on other things, right? You're actually reading raw price action, raw structure to tell you exactly what can come next, okay? This is important to absolutely understand, guys, right? Now, let me actually start asking you guys a few questions with a few examples, all right? So if we're doing something like this, guys, right? We're creating an uptrend, right? And then we see price do something like this. Right? What is our bias right here? Right? Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend, guys, based off this right here? Uptrend or downtrend? What do you guys think? Right? And I want everybody to answer, guys, right? I want as many of you guys to actually answer these questions to see where your guys' head is at, right? So what do you guys think, guys? Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend based off of this right here? Let's see. I see we got a bunch of uptrends, a bunch of buys, a bunch of uptrends, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, exactly, guys. We are in an uptrend. Right now, why are we in an uptrend? Well, we have to realize the last move that happened, right? So look at the purple, pinkish purple arrow. This pinkish purple arrow is the last impulsive move that ultimately broke some type of structure, right? It broke this level right here, right? We are in an uptrend, guys, because of this move, right? We have an impulse, broke structure, created a high, right? And now we're dealing with the correction. This whole thing right here is just your correction, okay? As long, right, as long as we stay in between the high and the low of this move, then we ultimately long-term need to be looking for another continuation to the upside, okay? I hope you guys are understanding this, guys, because this is powerful stuff right here, all right? So if anytime we see impulse, the correction, we want to look for the continuation after the correction has finished, okay? Now, I know a lot of you guys got that one right. Well, let's go ahead and ask you guys another one, right? So what if we have something like this, right? We're in the uptrend, right? And then price does something like this instead, right? What comes next, right? This is a little bit trickier, right? What is next, guys? Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend for this right here, right? Looking at this right here, are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend, right? Again, it's a little tricky, right? It's a little tricky. Let's see who knows. Okay. I see a couple downtrends, shifting momentum. I see an uptrend, same exact range. Okay. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Right? Yeah, guys. So for this one was a tricky question, right? This was a trick question, guys. Well, did we eventually break below this level, right? Remember what I just told you guys, right? I just told you that as long as we stayed in between these ranges, then ultimately we should be looking for a continuation. I told you guys that was a trick question. Now, can we get clues, right, that tell us that a possible reversal is coming before we actually break one of the highs or the lows? Well, yes, we do get clues, guys. So those of you guys that did say, yeah, we did have a break of structure, this is big, right? Because we did have a break of structure, right? This break of structure could have easily been something that could send us back down, right? So technically speaking, guys, we are in an uptrend right now, right? But since we did see this move, we can anticipate price to go ahead and change trend. Do you guys understand what I'm saying by that, guys? If you guys understand, drop some number ones in the chat, right? Drop some number ones in the chat if you guys understand exactly what I'm saying. And if you don't, no big deal. Don't worry. I got you guys, right? I'm going to make sure every single one of you guys knows exactly what I am talking about, okay? So for this right here, the question that I asked was, what is the actual trend based off of this scenario right here? Right? I've seen a lot of downtrends. I've seen a few uptrends. Well, the answer here, guys, is that we are still in an uptrend because of this impulsive move, right? We are still in an uptrend, right? In a bullish structure, right? Now, can we see clues that is telling us that price is getting ready to reverse? Yes, right? The biggest clue that we have is this break of structure right here, right? It's not just a regular break of structure, guys, right? But we actually created a sequence of equal lows here, right? And then we broke that equal low, right? Now, there's two reasons why price will break these equal lows, right? It can be obviously because of an actual reversals coming, right? Or it could be because of institutions just trying to clear up liquidity below these lows, right? There's two different ways, guys. That's it, right? Now, I'm going to talk about liquidity. I'm going to talk about institutional trading in a little bit, right? So let's just keep things basic to start, right? So based off of this, guys, based off of regular price action, yeah, we should expect a possible reversal to come, right? Even though we still are in a bullish structure, we did break this neckline, right? Significant level of structure. So then, yeah, we should expect possible reversal, guys, okay? That's market structure, right? That is market structure at its finest, guys. Now, let me talk about price action real quick, right? Price action. What is price action? Price action is exactly what it says, guys. It's the action that price creates, okay? So the way that I use price action, guys, I use it to actually locate significant levels, right? Levels where we can clearly see some type of reaction from, right? Now, the reactions that I like to look for, right, specifically speaking, to say we're in this little uptrend like this, right, and I know that we are in an uptrend, right? This is on a correction, guys. This is where I start to pay attention to price action, right? Because market structure tells me the overall bias, right? Let me mark this off. Right, let me write this down, right? Market structure helps me identify the bias, right? But price action helps me identify entry points, right? Entry points or momentum slowing down, right? There's multiple things for that, right? That's what price action does. Okay, so if I see that we are in an uptrend, right, clear as day uptrend, because price is going up, right? If we are in a clear as day uptrend, guys, and I see that, right, and now I know that we are in a correction, and ultimately we want to be looking for the continuation up, right? That's what we're looking for, right? This is where price action comes into play, right? Because if we start to see price action do something like this, guys, right, where it's very choppy, 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 right, and then it gets to a point where it's getting smaller and smaller, then yeah, that's a massive clue that price is getting ready to turn around. Okay, so let me just redo this again for you guys. Right, we have an uptrend, price making higher highs, higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows, right? Now we're looking for a possible entry on this next correction, right? We start to see the correction coming, and now we're looking at price action. What is price action doing, right? Is it aggressive, right? Like, did we see an aggressive push down? Or are we seeing choppiness like this, right? And when we get to a previous level of structure, right, does price start to go sideways more, right? Does it start to slow down, right? These is big clues. These are huge clues, guys, telling us what to look for next, right? Because if we would have had, if price action would have just came straight down aggressively, then we might have to really take a second to think, okay, you know what? Why did price come back down so aggressive after we created a higher high, right? There could be multiple reasons for that. Or did price actually go ahead and come down very, very choppy, setting up for the next move to the upside, right? Being able to read price action literally goes a long way, guys. But again, it's not something that you're going to learn right away, right? It's going to take some time for you guys to actually learn it, but get to doing it, guys, because it's extremely, extremely important. Okay, now let's get into these charts, guys, really breaking down everything that I just said, okay? All right, let's really break down everything that I just said in these charts, okay? So when it comes to market structure, when we're doing it on live charts, read these arrows, right? Read the waves that the market creates, okay? Because the market, guys, when it is moving, I like to say it moves in waves, right? We have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and then we had a wave down that changed trends. So now we're back to wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and so on and so forth, right? But every single move that the market creates, I like to call them waves, right? Our job as traders is just to find a wave and then ride that wave, right? That is our job as traders, guys, right? So in order to do that, you know, we can really just start to really spot out the waves, looking at structure, right? We have this wave up here, created a lower low, lower high, lower low. This technically was a higher high on this time frame, but on the daily, it is a lower high. It is actually below this low, right? But then we have lower low, same low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then we have price came back down, retest these lows, and never broke these lows, right? And it ultimately created a higher high. broke all types of levels, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher low, and so on and so forth, right? Reading these waves is telling you what to look for, right? If we are clearly making lower lows and lower highs, then our job is to try to sell every single time that we created a lower high, right? That is when we sell, when we're creating lower highs in a downtrend, okay? Let me write that out for you guys, right? In a downtrend, we sell the lower highs, okay? Very simple. In a downtrend, we sell the lower highs. And this right here, this is clearly a downtrend, right? We can all agree to that. We sell the lower highs, right? We sell the lower highs, right? All of these are possible areas to go ahead and sell from, every single one of these peaks right here, right? Because we're selling the lower highs to stay aligned with the actual trend that we are currently in, right? Now, the opposite of that, guys, is obviously that we buy, right? In an uptrend, we buy at the higher lows, right? In an uptrend, we buy at the higher lows, right? The HLs, right? So in an uptrend scenario, let's just talk about like this little mini uptrend that we have here, right? In an uptrend scenario, guys, we buy the higher lows. So we buy right here, right? That was the last higher low created once price shifted and broke this structure right here, right? Price broke this. Once we've seen price do this, we need to expect the higher low to form, and then we buy the higher low, guys, to go ahead and ride it up, right? I hope this makes sense, right? Now let's really let me give you guys my ideas on what I believe Euro USD can happen based off of market structure, right? Based off what I was just speaking about right there, okay? So looking at this move right here, what do we have? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we had price do this and completely shifted the market, right? We had a higher high form. And then we had price came down, created a higher low, and now it's pretty much just going sideways, right? Not giving us no real direction, no real bias. But based on this right here, guys, what is our bias? Right? Are we bullish or are we bearish? Right? Are we bullish or are we bearish, guys? Right? That's what we need to figure out now. Right? Are we bullish or are we bearish? Let's see. Right? Let me see the answers, guys. Answer the questions. Let's go. Right? I want to see who's actually been paying attention, right, to my teachings. And if you're brand new, then even better, because you're going to learn something new today. Right? I see a bunch of bearishes. I see one bullish, and a bunch of bearish. Right? A bunch of bearish. Okay? Now, what do I think, guys? Well, what was the last impulsive move? Right? What was the last significant move that occurred? Right? I look at this move right here, and I see this move right here, guys, as the last significant move. Right? Because we had an aggressive move to the downside, but then price completely erased all of that. Right? Price completely erased this entire drop down, right, and formed a higher high compared to this previous high. Right? So if you guys ask me, I still feel like we are bullish this, guys. Right? Even though we could drop because the euro itself, right, on a fundamental standpoint, the euro is a piece of crap right now, right? But on a technical standpoint, we are still in this trend. We are still in between this impulsive move right here, right? The fact that we are still in between this impulse that did break structure last, right, that's telling me something, right? That's telling me, okay, you know what? Even though we did correct pretty aggressively, right, and we did stop at a level of structure, right, I'm still possibly going to be looking for the move to the upside. Because again, guys, I'm going based off of this, right? This is structure, right? This is really understanding structure, right? You want to find the last structure point that ultimately did break structure, right, which is this move right here, right? And then see where we're at inside of this move. Did we break structure here? Well, yes, we did technically break structure, right? Did we break structure down here as well with this push up? Well, yes, we technically broke structure, right? But that's not the big move, right? That's not the ultimate move here, guys, right? The ultimate move was this one, right? This was the last real significant move. Everything else that happened inside of this is still part of the correction, right? We had impulse, then we had prices going sideways, eventually dropped down, went sideways, popped back up, and now it came back down, right? But ultimately, guys, we are still in between this, right? This move up was the last significant move that broke structure, right? So for me, just based off of technicals, right, I want to see if price can eventually go ahead and start making its way right back up to go ahead and possibly create a new high, okay? Now, what happens if it doesn't go that way, right? And if price does continue dropping, right? Because there is a good chance that it does, guys, because fundamentally, right, on a fundamental standpoint, the euro, right, is actually very crappy right now, right? On a fundamental standpoint, guys, the euro has been getting smoked, right? The euro has been one of the weakest pairs for the past few weeks, right? So, again, if we do continue dropping, I feel like it's more fundamentally based than actual technicals, because technically, I want to see price go ahead and do this, right? Go ahead and make these waves to go ahead and go to the upside, if that makes sense, guys, right? Let's see. Let's see who else we got here, all right? Well, perfect. Explain the difference between the two, please, of course, right? Understanding this is key, right? Understanding structure is key, guys, right? So for me, I would like to see price go ahead and make a move to the upside, right? Now, let me go to the lower time frame now, right? On the lowest time frame, guys, on the 1 hour time frame, right? What do we see now, right? Remember what I told you guys about price action, right? Remember what I told you guys about reading price action, right? For one, we had impulsive move, right? Now look at the price action, right? Look at this. It's choppy, right? This is reading price action, right? Whenever we see choppiness like this, guys, this is typically telling us that this is all part of the correction, right? When it's this choppy, right? There's no real aggressive moves in there. That is telling me that we are still in the bullish trend, right? Because if we weren't, we would have seen an aggressive move already erase that move there. So I'm still bullish even on this time frame. Right now, what can we do to help us identify when is a good chance to get in if we were? Well, even though I don't use trend lines that much, right, I'm getting away from trend lines, right? We can always use trend lines, especially when we know, right, what our bias is, right? So if we're going to use a trend line to identify it, look for the break, retest, and then go something like that, guys. Very simple way of looking at this. This is not complicated at all, right? It's just being able to understand structure, understand price action, right? And understand what you're looking for next, guys. This is important, okay? Now, that is market structure and that is price action, guys, right? That's not complicated. That shouldn't be complicated. Now, let's go a little bit more advanced, right? Let's talk about institutional trading, guys. This is where it gets very, very interesting, right? Understanding what the institutions are doing, understanding why the institutions move the way they do, right? They move the markets the way they move them, right? Is extremely, extremely important, guys, right? So before I actually get into that, who actually trades in this market, right? Answer that question, guys, in the chat, right? Who trades in this market, right? It's not just us, right? But who trades in this market, guys, right? So we have banks, governments, right? We have hedge funds, right? Corporations, right? You guys know, right? All of these people, guys, right, are in this Forex market, right? Who trades Forex, right? That's the question, right? Yeah. Let me see you guys' answers. Yeah, exactly. You guys know, right? Who trades Forex? The banks, the governments, the hedge funds, the corporations, right? There's one body of traders, guys, that I'm leaving out, right? Who knows what that last body of traders is, right? That also trades Forex, right? Who knows what it is, guys? There it is, Muna. Yeah, exactly, right? That leaves The retail traders, right? The retail traders, which is us, right? Which is me, which is you, right? That anybody that trades for themselves, right? Anybody that has very, very small accounts, right? Realistically speaking, guys, if you had $1 million trading account, that is still small, right? That is still very small compared to what these guys are trading with, right? But all of us, we are retail traders, right? Now, when it comes to Forex, you guys need to understand something, right? It is these guys versus us, right? We are not supposed to be winning against these guys, right? So what does the market do, guys, right? These guys move the markets in a way that has us thinking that price is going to go in one direction or not, right? This is something that we have to understand, okay? We are not supposed to be winning in this market. But what we need to do, guys, as traders is to figure out what these guys are doing and then trade with them, right? Don't trade against them because you're never going to win. You want to trade with them, right? So how is it that they trap people, right? Let me go ahead and start showing you guys some things, right? How is it that they trap people, right? Whoops, wrong tool. Right? How is it that they trap people, right? Well, the market makers, which are all those guys there, the banks, the hedge funds, governments, right? Those are your market makers, right? They create false levels of support and resistance, right? And it's not really false. It's just trap levels of support and resistance. I just like saying false, right? But they create false levels of support and resistance. You know, they throw structure patterns in there, right? Structure patterns like double tops, double bottoms, right? They throw structure patterns in random places, right? If you see a double top, if you see a double bottom, and there's nothing near that double top or that double bottom, then there is a great chance that you're probably going to get trapped, right? Because they do that on purpose, guys, right? They move the market sharply, right? For people that are going to jump in based off FOMO, right? FOMO stands for the fear of missing out, right? This is just a couple things that they do, guys. The market makers, who are these guys, they create false levels of support and resistance. They throw structure patterns in random places. They move the market sharply, right? They're doing all these things to make us jump into trades, right? They're doing all these things to absolutely confuse us, right? Because understand how Forex works, guys, right? If I am buying Euro USD, right? If I'm buying the Euro, then somebody has to be selling it as well, right? If I place buy right now, then somebody has to take the sell side, right? That's just how it works, right? If I'm buying it, I can't do both. Somebody has to take the sell as well. Same thing goes, guys, for the institutions, right? If they are buying and selling Euro USD, then they need us to think that it's going to be a sell, right? Understand what I just said, guys. That's some sauce, right? If these guys think that, if these guys want Euro USD to go up, right? If they want to move the market up, then they need us to go down, right? It's the trap. They create traps for us. There's a reason why 90% of people that trade do not make money in this. It's because they're constantly falling for the traps, right? If these guys want Euro USD to sell, then they're going to do something to make us buy. They're going to throw some type of patterns in there. They'll throw some levels of support and resistance in there, right? That look like it's setting up for the buy, but in reality, they want us to do that so that they can go ahead and send it lower and collect all of our stop losses, right? The people that move this market, guys, the institutions, right? The banks, the governments, hedge funds, corporations, right? Their job is to go after our stop losses because that's how they make money, right? They have to make money that way, right? So that's why they induce a lot of new traders in the markets for their own benefit. Okay, now let me give you guys some examples of exactly how this works, guys, right? I'll leave this up right here, right? So say we have price, right? We are in a regular uptrend like we just spoke about, right? We know it's an uptrend, creating higher highs and higher lows, right? The market will do this, right? For one, it's not going to be moving this straight, right? Let me actually show you guys exactly how the market really runs first, right? Before I get into it, right? Everybody wants the market to just go straight in a straight line. Yeah, that's just not how it works. Right, what the market does this, right? It impulses, corrects. Impulse, right? Then we get some type of correction. Impulse, right? Then we get another correction and another period of consolidation, right? This is how the market moves, right? It doesn't move like this like we would want it to, right? This is too simple, too easy. It's not going to be that easy. This is more or so how the market moves, guys. We're impulse, and then we enter a period of consolidation or a period of correction, okay? Now, this is how the markets are moved by the institutions, right? So they have impulse, right? Correction, okay? Very simple. I'm not going to manipulate this one. Then they have impulse, right? Then they do something like this, right? They do a correction, right? Where we know we're bullish, but then they start to do something like this, right? Where they create this level of support, right? Now, this is where we need to start paying attention, guys, right? Because, yeah, we have this level of support, right? But understand that these levels of support, if they are not created, right, off the previous level of structure, guys, this is where it gets saucy, right? If this level of support is created right here and it's not on top or next to previous structure, then this is the trap, right? This right here is the trap, right? Trap. Let me write that out. Trap, right? This is the trap, guys, right? This is where they want all of us to start buying off of, right? They want all of us to start buying off of this support because we are taught that if price stays at the support, we buy off the support, which is true, right? We buy off of those supports. But we also cannot ignore the fact that this can easily be a trap because we understand that the market makers, guys, they have to set us up, right? So if they want people to buy off of here, guys, where is everybody's stop loss going to be placed, right? Most people, they take a buy, their stop loss is going to be right below these lows, right? Directly below these lows, right? So at these trap levels, these levels where the market makers are creating for everybody, right? Think about why they're doing it so that we know exactly what to look for, right? I see this level right here, guys, right? This false level, and I'm looking below the level, right? I'm looking under this level of previous support. The reason being, guys, is you need to think that you are trading billions of dollars real quick. And your job, right, is to collect the stop losses of retail traders. If everybody is buying from this support, where's their stop losses going to be? Right up in this pocket of money right here, right? Below equal lows, below equal highs, below double tops, below double bottoms, guys. There is a ton of money below them, right? There is a lot of stop losses below this level from people that are already buying off of the trap, right? But guess what? The market knows that. The market makers know that, right? So while you guys are trying to buy off of here, guess what they do, right? They move the market lower, right? They move the market lower so that they can go ahead and collect all the stop losses, and then they'll go ahead and shift the market in the direction that you thought. I don't know about you guys, but I know that there was so many times where I enter a trade, right? I enter that trade, guys, and that trade gets my stop loss gets hit, but then it goes in the same exact direction that I knew it was going to go, right? I know this happened to a lot of you guys if you've been trading long enough, right? Where you feel like the market makers are targeting our stop loss, right? They're targeting where we place our stop losses. Well, that's exactly what they're doing, right? If you're placing your stop loss, guys, under these equal lows and equal highs, there's a great chance that you're going to get manipulated, right? There's a great chance that you're going to get set up, right? It happens to everybody. Let's see. Yeah, it's happened to me a couple of times. Exactly. Right? It's happened to me twice today. It happens, guys. It's because we're falling for the traps. Right now, how do we know that there's traps being created, right? This is where it gets interesting as well. Right, let me go ahead and just erase a few of these things so it's easier to see. Right now, how do we know where the trap is being set? Well, this is what I tell you guys, right? If you see a level of support being created, look to the left. Right? Look at price all the way to the left, right? If you don't see no structure to the left, no relevant structure to the left, guys, then that's a trap, right? You want to see something like this up here to be like, okay, you know what? That can actually be a valid area to take the trade off of. But as long as we have this type of pocket of money, right, and we have price creating a level of support that is not next to no type of structure, then yeah, that is a trap, guys, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys live examples of traps, okay? Now, USD Swiss has been one of my favorite pairs just because it has literally been moving absolutely amazing, guys. And let me show you guys some traps real quick, right? Because there has been a lot of traps actually forming, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start off just over here, right? So in terms of really understanding this, guys, right, I'm going to start off basic with basic structure, right? So looking at USD Swiss, right, we have this impulse push down, lower low, lower high, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And now we have this lower high being formed, right? This whole thing is a correction, right? This whole sequence right here is a correction, guys. Understand that, right? We are in a correction unless this level up here breaks, okay? Remember, that's just basic market structure, right? So based off this, guys, are we in a bullish trend or are we bearish? Are we in an uptrend or are we a downtrend right here? Right? Are we in the uptrend, right? Or are we in a downtrend based on this situation right here, this scenario right here, right? For this pair, for USD Swiss, right? I see bearish, up, downtrend, up, bearish, up. Nice, right? Majority is bearish. So yeah, whoever said bearish, you guys are correct, right? We are still in a bearish market, guys. We are still in a downtrend, right? Because this is the last impulse that was created. Now, if price goes ahead and does this, right, and it breaks above that level, then yeah, that's going to tell us that we are an official uptrend. But as long as price stays in between this range, we have to start setting up for the overall drop to the downside, okay? Now, pay attention to what I'm about to talk about now, guys, because this is exactly how the traps are set, right? So look at this level of resistance right here, right? This level of resistance, guys, is interesting, right? It's interesting because where it was actually created, right? Like I said, whenever you have periods of structure being formed, support and resistance, look to the left, right? If the first thing that you touch is not a level of support and resistance, right, or a significant level of structure, right, then you can easily begin set up for the trap, right? I look at this drop right here, guys, right, and I look to the left where this level of resistance is being formed, and I don't see no significant structure. Yeah, there's structure over here. Yeah, there's structure over here, but I'm not looking at this. I want to see what's the first thing that we really touch, right? What's the structure like in here, right? So this is an actual trade, guys, that I literally took advantage of, right? So for me, I noticed that this was possibly the trap. I'm like, okay, you know what? That's an obvious level of support and resistance. Most people are probably going to be selling from there, right? Anytime price gets up there, they're going to be looking to sell, right? Sell, right? That's the bias. We are in a bearish trend. So yeah, everybody's going to be wanting to sell when price gets up to this high. You just got trapped if you took that sell, right? Because look what happens next, guys, right? Look what happens next, right? Because again, above this high is a pocket of money, right? Above that high up there is where we have our trap, our eye right here that's telling us that this is a trap, right? Because again, if we have these equal highs, if everybody is trying to sell off of this level, understand what that does, guys, right? That puts a lot of money up here above the highs, right? A lot of liquidity, right? Because there's a lot of stop losses up here, right? Anybody that's selling off of this level is going to place their stop losses right above these highs, right? That leaves a lot of money up there. That leaves too much money up there, guys, right? That's what the market makers want you to do, right? The people that manipulate this market, that's what they want you to do. They want you to start selling off of this level because they know that that's going to leave billions and billions of dollars above this high. We're not going to get trapped no more, guys, right? Because look what happens next, right? Pocket of money, price starts to sell a little bit, starts to get more people in the trade, and then look what happens, right? While everybody's happy right here selling it, there's a lot of people happy. Yeah, look what happened. Got them, right? Look at what happened, guys, right? The market shifted up quickly, right, to go ahead and hit all these stop losses, right? All the stop losses up here, and you guys can see, look at what happened afterwards, right? And ended up dropping tremendously right after it cleared the highs, right? This was the trap. They wanted you to sell off of here, especially after you had the second test. They wanted you to sell off of here just so that they could go ahead and have enough stop losses. They can move it up, and then send it down. That happens so much, guys. I promise you it does. Right now, how do we take advantage of something like this? Like, how can we have been able to get into this trade up here? Right? This is where it gets interesting even more, guys. All right. So we see that, Abel, but how can we enter up here then, right, and not fall for the trap? Again, look to the left, right? If there's no structure to the left, find structure. Right? I look to the left now, and I look at all this structure right here, this little neckline point. Right? I'm like, okay, you know what? If we are going to go in a downtrend, then we're probably going to do it right from this level right here, right? From this zone. Let me highlight the zone for you guys, right? Right off of retest of this structure right here. Well, look at where price turned around at, guys. I promise you I cannot make this stuff up, right? Price came right up, hit all the stop losses, came up, retest previous level of support, turns resistance, and then it ended up just falling off the face of the earth, guys. Now, is there another scenario like this? Well, of course there is, right? There's always going to be scenarios like this all the time. Okay, so look at what happens next, guys, with USD Swiss. Okay, so I'm looking now, and I'm like, okay, you know what? We had a very aggressive drop now, right, after we cleared the highs. Could people be possibly trying to buy now off of this level of support? Yeah, probably, right? Because we have one touch to the support. We have 2, 3 touches to the support. A lot of people, guys, at this time, they're going to be like, okay, you know what? This could be setting up for the buy now, right? Because it's not continuing to drop. And anytime we're at support, we want to buy off of these supports. Well, if you're going to be buying off of the support, understand what you're doing. Leaving a pocket of money down there, guys, right? There's a lot of stop losses down here now that could possibly be trying to buy this. And then look what the market does, right? While everybody jumped into buys, right? Because we're seeing some candlesticks, we're seeing some price action. A lot of people jump into buys. Look what the market does, right? It drops lower, right? Spikes right below it, collect all those orders, and then it ended up starting to move to the upside, guys, right? Literally happens all the time, right? On both sides of the spectrum. All the time, I promise you, right? Why do you think it spiked below this and then it turned around? Right? Because it needed to clear the orders that were below this level. Man, guys, I can literally show you these type of examples all day long, right? So Euro USD, USD JAPY, right? They had a bunch of gorgeous setups that were actually like this, right? Let's talk about UJ real quick because I know that that's a favorite pair of a lot of people, right? Let's talk UJ, okay? So let me erase a bunch of things. I'm going to show you guys some examples that I personally took advantage of, right? So looking at UJ, guys, what do we have, right? We have price creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? And then price just pretty much started going consolidating, right? Now look at what happens in the consolidation, right? Look at the things that set up, right? Because we have price start to form these highs right here, right? And again, if price is forming these highs and it's not next to relevant structure, right, this could easily be the trap. Okay, so I look at something like this because I'm like, okay, you know what? I believe a lot of people are going to be selling off of these levels, right? Sells from here, right? Especially when we got this engulfing pattern right there, right? A lot of people are going to be selling all these areas. And if people are selling from right here, right, and we know that this is a possible trap because if we look to the left, right, the closest structure is a little bit higher, right? There's no relevant structure right here, right? That can easily be the trap, right? So if that's the trap, guys, right, because again, there's got to be a lot of money up here, right? Because everybody's trying to sell, leaving stop losses above these highs, then yeah, watch what the market makers do, okay? Watch what the market makers do, guys, right? They shift the markets to go ahead, collect the stop losses before the actual drop comes. Look at that. Look at that. Right? I promise you I am not making this stuff up, guys. Now look at where price dropped from. Previous level of support. Now turn resistance. It happens all the time. Right? This was another trade that I was able to get a perfect entry on and ride it out, all because I realized that this was the fake trap, because the fake trap, the fake level of resistance, didn't line up with the relevant structure. If we can point these things out, guys, then it's going to change the game, right? It's going to change the game, guys. So again, I want to show you guys an example I believe it's on GBP/NZD. Let me see where I've seen the example at. Because there's actually an example that's forming right now as well, guys. So looking at GBP/NZD, okay? This is a trade that we can honestly possibly even take advantage of coming up soon, right? So looking at GBP/NZD, guys, right? I'm noticing price, right? I'm noticing that price created this higher high, right? And then when he created this support, the support did not line up where previous structure was, right? It did not line up where previous structure was, guys, but it also just started going up, right? It came here and it started trending up. So since we did go ahead, right, and create these equal lows, that means that next time we come down here, most people are going to try to buy it again, right? Most people are going to come down here and they're going to try to buy it again because that's habit, right? That's what we are taught to do, right? When price gets to that support, you want to buy it. Well, guess what, guys? That's going to be leaving the pocket of money, right? That's what the market makers want you to do, right? Because now they're going to be able to go ahead and once price goes down here, people start to buy it. They're going to shift it, collect all this money, and then possibly go to the upside, right? So if you're going to be trading GBP/NZD, guys, which I actually am, right? I'm actually going to be taking the sell. I'm actually in the sell already, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, right? I'm in the sell, and I'm going to be targeting back down to here, right? I'm not going to care if price bounces off of here because I know that this is the trap, right? I don't care if it bounces off of here. I'm going to sell it until we get down to this area, and then I'm going to buy it once we do go ahead and retest this structure because it's going to get tapped out, guys, right? That's just how the market is manipulated, guys. So any questions on any of that? Let me see what else we got here, right? Any questions on any of that, guys? Let's see. Great educationals, absolutely amazing. Let's go. This is amazing. I'm glad you guys are absolutely loving it. Guys, if you guys literally just pay attention to structure, pay attention to price action, right? Really listen to see or really pay attention to what the market is doing, right? Look out for those fake levels of support, fake levels of resistance, right? And you're going to be good. Okay, you're going to be good, guys. You guys want to know the obvious, the structure patterns that they use the most to trap people? You guys want to know it? Right? Well, what's this called? Right? What are these patterns called right here? Right? Look at this. Right? You want to know the obvious patterns that they use to trap people? Yup. Your M's and W's, your double tops, and your double bottoms. Right? Your M's and W's, guys. Right? They know that everybody looks for M's and W's. Everybody looks for double tops and double bottoms. So next time you guys spot out a double top or a double bottom, what you need to do is ask yourself, right, what is to the left of this double top and double bottom, right? Because if there's no structure over there, but yet there's a little structure point over here to the right or a little bit lower, then yeah, price is going to shift it back down, hit the real level of structure, and then move it to the upside, right? So if you look at double tops, double bottoms, understand that there's probably going to be a spike above those levels, guys, because that's what the market truly wants to do. Okay, so I hope you guys were able to actually learn a few things, guys. It's definitely something that is going to take some time to actually really get down, but watch my IML TV sessions, right? I go live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? That is my time, guys, right? Eastern Standard Time, okay? Pay attention to my sessions on IML TV because that is all I talk about now. I teach you guys exactly what to look for, guys, right? It is my job to create the most self-sufficient traders, right? That is my job, right? I want to create the most self-sufficient traders out there, so I will continue to do what I have to do, guys. So I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. It's truly an honor. I'm going to give it back to the host, the lady that made it happen, Miss Sylvia. Let me see if I can find you so that you can go ahead and actually close it out for everybody. Let me see if I can find you. Where'd you go? Okay, you have the host already. Perfect. Right, so go ahead, Sylvia. It's all yours, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Abel. Guys, if you aren't already following Abel on IML TV, if you aren't already following IML TV right now, go on IML TV app, click on the notification, turn on notification for his sessions. Guys, he changed the whole trading game for me. When I started listening to him, when I started trading, he changed the whole game. just looking at the markets. You guys know all my sessions, I always say, you know, look at the markets the way it is. I learned all this stuff from Abel, guys. You want to follow him on MLTV. He's literally the best for me. Like, he makes me see all of this stuff just the way it is. I really appreciate you, Abel. Kill the chart, kill the markets with everything that you told us. Really appreciate you guys. Guys, you need to show love on the chat to Abel. Like, show him that you guys really appreciate this call. You're ready to kill the market. Results from this call. Results, guys. Let him know how much you love him on the chat. Put the fire emoji. Put 777 for 111. You know, let's appreciate this.
Thank you guys so much. The pleasure is mine. I promise you.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. Hope you guys all have a beautiful, beautiful remainder of your guys' night over there, okay?